you come and study natural sciences at Cambridge, you get the opportunity to study multiple scientific disciplines in the first 2 years. And then in the third year, you get to specialise. I did so in plant sciences.
Cambridge is kind of known at the minute as being this epicentre of conservation because the David Attenborough building has loads of the headquarters of conservation organisations, and we're able to work in that building. We have supervisions there, we're invited to the talks there where they get leading conservationists from around the world.
I really can't emphasise enough the power of a few very inspiring lecturers. It's definitely guided me on my path towards conservation science from quite a broad background. They've made every effort this year to make us feel included. There's so many socials, we're invited to everything. We get to go to postdocs, research talks.
At first you don't really realise how important in the field some of our lecturers are, but then you kind of get your textbook out afterwards to look up something and realise that's been written by the lecturer. That's pretty cool.
Through academic support and college funding, I was able to go to the northwest of Madagascar to study giant tortoises for 2 months, where I act as a conservation intern at a hotel there. This was a fantastic opportunity because I got to see some of the aspects of applied conservation science that we're taught in lectures actually happening in the field.
For my final year project, I'm looking at stickleback fish. I'm looking at the social dynamics in the groups, so they actually steal food off each other.
This year I'm focusing on leafcutter ants in the rainforest, and I'm studying their behaviour, whether or not they have lanes, the effects of communication in that, and how they recover from barrier placement.
I work in the biochemistry of plants. I'm looking at proteins that attach sugars to pre-existing polysaccharides in the plant cell wall. I find it really exciting that plant cell walls have been associated with the development or growth of many plants. In the future, I would like to stay in science, go on to do a PhD, and then go on to run a lab myself someday. I think Cambridge has given me the best opportunity to do this. The teaching that you get and the day-to-day supervision within the lab is magnificent.
We have personal interaction with people that are either eminent in the field or are studying in that field, and that's a fantastic way to make sure that we understand everything that we're being taught. But then on top of that, we have an amazing system of student representatives where we can talk to each other if we have any problems with the course, and there is just generally a very large amount of support.
The whole way the course is set up has enabled me to get to where I am now. If I hadn't done this degree, I'm not sure I'd have realised that ecosystems and evolution and conservation is really what I want to do.
I love my course that I'm doing at the moment. I think the science is so exciting. Everybody loves what they do, which is probably the best thing about it. People here are passionate about their subject, and it's never the same thing.
In the sea, you will find places of immense beauty.
David Attenborough was a classic.
It's a cliche.
Orca whale. That's an icebreaker.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a killer whale, mate. Come on.
I think you've got some lipstick on your teeth, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I always feel like it was always going to end up being biology.
The question is, what would draw me to another subject over biology?
We want one subject to give you the most holistic view of the Earth. I think that is biology. We go all the way from ecosystems down to gene interactions.
Come on, anything you want, we got it.
Anything you want, we've got it.
What makes a good biologist kind of varies. Looking at a plant and smelling it maybe.
You know, having a cheeky sniff.
Curiosity, obviously.
I was gonna say that
obviously.
one.
What's that animal doing? What's that gene doing?
Not being ashamed to be weird with
Bit
it.
weird.
My interviews were interesting.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, the guy goes under the table, takes out a skull, puts it on the table, and he goes, "Tell me what organism this is." And I was like, what?
It's not about how much content you know. So you have to go in knowing that you're not going to know all the answers.
They're looking for someone who's kind of curious about biology and there's lots of questions. In a way, just a rehearsal for tutorials, really.
Exactly.
Tutorials are really fun. Getting off on tangents with the world experts, asking as many questions as you want. We get lectures in the Natural History Museum. This is where history happened, and now I'm being taught here.
Yeah.
You have to come through a museum and see. There's a stuffed fox that's on the desk.
And you pet it.
Yes. Practicals are a good way to get to grips with the actual practical side of the subject.
Once you go out in the field, you actually see biology in action.
The Orielton field trip, what a good field trip.
That was a good field trip.
You're doing, actual practical biology work. Then obviously the social side of it is so nice.
I met you there.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
so
what I
sorry.
meant.
I was expecting it to be way more formal than it actually is. The tutors become your friends, they care about your welfare, they always ask how you're doing outside of your degree.
I wanted a small city with like just everything I needed, walking distance.
Whatever comes to your mind, you'll find in Oxford.
Biologists are really good at sort of work hard, play hard.
Yeah, biologists are very social. They like to hang out.
As little things as just going to another college's bar and then you see a few biologists there and they were like really chatty and stuff.
Yeah, we're not geographers, we are science.
We did have colouring in on our lecture handout.
And I think they do it very well.
Yeah, they do it really well.
It does feel like you're building a kind of intellectual tradition. Our lecturers will have contributed major pieces of work to this field.
You're with people who know more than most people on the planet about that particular area. If you've got questions, just go for it.
Cutting edge research that is going on in the world. It is actually happening just a couple meters away.
Being on like a first name basis with like so many of these researchers is incredible.
And having a cup of tea and a biscuit with your tutor.
There's nothing better in life.
Choose a tutor with a cup of tea and a biscuit.
A good point.
Studying and researching the biosciences are vital to solve challenges we face at a global scale. From climate change to feeding our global population sustainably, or developing strategies and treatments to fight disease. The problem-solving skills and scientific knowledge you develop in your degree means you're well placed to contribute to effective solutions that have real-world impact. A major strength of studying here is our breadth of expertise. We have strong interdisciplinary links and a broad curriculum utilising teaching and research experience both within biology and across the university. Over the last 20 years, biology at York has invested consistently to build an outstanding bioscience technology facility. We have state-of-the-art research centres focused on topics in plant research and biotechnology, and climate change and biodiversity. Our other research centres in biomedical research and structural biology provide us with strong expertise in neuroscience and cancer biology. Biology is located right beside our beautiful campus lake, and the university is located close by to the historic city of York. As one of the Russell Group universities, we do world-class bioscience research here at York. Recent research by the York Structural Biology Laboratory has helped to develop new forms of insulin. And we are proud to have been involved in researching COVID-19, demonstrating our commitment to working on solving global biological challenges. All of our research connects directly with your teaching in lectures, workshops, and small group tutorials with one lecturer and 4 or 5 other students. We offer 3 overarching programmes with a flexible structure that can include a year in industry, studying abroad or one of our other placements, all in the BSc or integrated masters format. The first is the biology degree programme, in which you can also do specialised degrees in biotechnology and microbiology, ecology, genetics and molecular cell biology. A biology degree can be very broad and incorporate aspects of each of these areas, as well as components of biochemistry and biomedical sciences. Or if you know the area you'd like to focus on, you can tailor your degree in that way too. Our biochemistry degree considers the chemistry that underlies the processes that we see in biology. If you enjoy learning more about the concepts and science that focus on understanding health and disease, our biomedical sciences degree will be of interest to you. Our dedicated biology teaching building helps us to be innovative in our teaching techniques. You'll learn in state-of-the-art teaching laboratories, use our fluorescence microscopy lab, ecology lab, cell culture laboratories and a dedicated laboratory for integrated masters projects. You'll develop relevant practical skills on residential field courses or in the laboratory. You'll learn to code and have access to the computer lab 24/7. And you'll engage in workshops in our flexible teaching space for up to 180 students. Our teaching facilities mean you learn cutting-edge science in engaging formats and varied class sizes. Lectures are recorded to help your revision, and small group tutorials focus on transferable skills and topics you choose. An inclusive ethos for both staff and students is at the heart of biology. Our Athena Swan Gold Award highlights our commitment to equality. Students are actively involved in multiple ways, which helps build a sense of community. We also have a Biosciences Society that runs regular social events, and we have mentors for all students who join us. Our focus on skills and knowledge development means all of our degree programmes are accredited by the Royal Society of Biology. A third of our graduates have gone on to do a PhD or Masters, whilst others complete further study in teacher training and medicine. In addition to great subject-specific expertise, the transferable skills training in our programmes makes our graduates highly employable in many sectors. We look forward to seeing you soon.
The best thing about studying biotechnology was the opportunity to work in a dynamic industry during my placement year. My problem-solving skills and my ability to analyse complex data allowed me to progress as a graduate management consultant for a top FTSE 100 company.
It was the passion of the lecturers in genetics that inspired me to follow my own research path and study for a PhD. I'm now researching inherited forms of cancer. And knowing that my career will make a real difference is such a big motivation.
About 5 years ago, I started a life sciences degree, which gave me the flexibility to discover what I really loved. Moving on to zoology was perfect and means today I'm a science educator teaching the next generation of conservationists. It all started with Biosciences at the University of Manchester.